Heal the world, make this a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying, but if you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Now I've been making a lot of videos lately. I'm not going to be doing this all the time, but if you're a gardener, you know each season there's a lot of work to do. And so because I'm breaking it down and only doing like 30 minutes a day, I'm putting out more videos than normal. But after I finish this project, I will only probably be making one short and one long video a week. This container holds my two baby banana plants. They call them pups, that I put out here last winter, at the beginning of the winter. They can handle a real cold temperature. I purchased them from Greenwood Nursery. As you can read, it's Musa Baju. It's a Japanese banana plant. I'll look at my journal and pop in the lowest temperature they can take. I'm looking for them to come up at any time now. So there's two plants, and what I'm doing today is I'm just moving the straw and leaves that I put in here to feed the soil over the winter so that I can see them when they start coming up. And I'm expecting an appearance real soon because we've had some warm days. Look guys, that's a June bug. I'm not going to touch it. And that's one there. And what I did this morning is I went around and I sprayed all of my containers with this insect killing organic soap. I'll put the picture in here. Look at them. They're on their back. Just spray on top of the straw. Okay? It won't hurt your plants. And kill some of these before they get started. Okay guys, I got my cucumbers in. These are the ones I grew upstairs in my room. They are going to start climbing up this trellis. And behind them I've got my little baby fig trees and my mums. But I just want to show you that you can do this. As a senior citizen, you can do this. I put the rosemary over here to repel some insects off of the cucumbers. I companion planted them with the green onions. You see them? And then I got a lot of marigolds. I am so glad that in the beginning of the winter, I put straw in all of my containers. So I don't have a lot of weeds to fight. I have a lot of straw that I can just pick up from one bed to the next, like right here, and put some over here where this rosemary is. And I'm sitting down, guys. I'm working smart. You don't do this as long as I have and not learn a few things. So I'm passing it on to you. When you have downtime, find something to do in your garden for 30 minutes that will set you up to have a better next season. Okie dokie. I'll be back tomorrow. By the magic of video, it'll just be another second. Okay guys, I've got a snail or something in here eating up my strawberries. I'm going to take care of it. I've got an organic, yep, look at that. That really ticks me off. Okay, I got to go on my garden bench. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm going to find it. I'll be back and I'm going to show you what I'm going to put on. I'm going to take care of this today. You can put eggshells. You can do a beer trap, snail traps. I've done it all, but I have some organic killer. I'm going to put all in here. Let me go get it. Found the culprit. You see the bird right there? It was just on my strawberries. Yep. Wasn't a snail. He's still up there eating what he got. So I'm gonna have to protect it with insect netting. Guys, you see all those trees right there? Okay, the birds stopped chirping and talking to each other. But they're sitting up there waiting for me to leave so they can attack my strawberries. But I got news for them. I'm getting ready to put that insect netting on them. They're just waiting for me to leave. You won't get any more today. Okay, I hope you can see this real well. How I have the insect netting all across my 2 strawberry beds. So those birds can keep on chirping. They're not going to get my strawberries. No ma'am, no sir. And I'm going to show you something else. For those of you that have left not so nice comments about why I don't wear gloves, trust me, I have plenty of them. I like to feel my hands in the dirt, and that's what I do. And before I go in, I scrub my hands and my nails. I'm a cosmetology educator. This is what I did for 40 years, guys. I'm very sanitary. I own 3 hair salons. I've never got a violation. And at one time, I managed and taught at the most expensive beauty college in North Dallas. The school cost $2 million to build. So don't worry about me, guys. A little dirt never hurt nobody. It is Thursday, March 26th. It's currently 83 degrees in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas. And I'm going to plant some zucchini. Now, yesterday I planted my cucumbers over there. So in this 25-gallon container, I'm going to plant zucchini. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to plant next. I want to give you an idea of how much leaves and straw I put in these containers at the beginning of winter. And it's real damp because I've been watering it. Did you see all of that? And I removed all of this. And I removed that. That feeds your microbes and beneficial insects like earthworms in the containers over the winter. I'm not going to replenish this with anything. I'm just going to put the plants in here. Okay, guys, you see that earthworm wiggling around? And that's a baby one. That's not a fully mature earthworm. It was on the surface eating the decomposing leaves and the straw. So I'm digging a hole here to put a marigold here to repel insects. But I just want to share that with you. And this is very important for your garden's health, because those earthworms will excrete poop, and it is an awesome fertilizer. In fact, I just buy the worm castings. That's what they're called. It's nothing but worm poop. And sometimes in the casting, it'll be little eggs in there. So I'm just going to put this over here, let him keep on eating. And I'm going to dig this hole, and I'm going to put some marigolds in here. These are the starts that I got on sale at Lowe's. These are the sugar baby watermelons. I pull back my mulch, and I'm going to plant these 3 right in here. I've shown you over and over how to do it, so I won't waste your time. Dig a hole real deep and insert it in there. I've got the sugar baby watermelons in. I'm going to train them to go up the trellis over here as well. And now I'm going to pull the mulch back from this container, and I'm going to plant my crookneck squash. I've got my crookneck squash here, summer squash. I only had 2 to germinate real well, and I'll train them to go up this trellis here and then eventually up here. Now, this is a lot of space. I planted 1 African marigold. It'll grow 12 to 18 inches. If I'm repeating myself, guys, just look over me. Doing the best I can. I had dialysis today. Now, all this space right in here, don't worry about it. Trust me, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what I'm going to plant there. I'll just give you a little hint. It's going to be beans or peas and more marigolds. I can also plant some things like radishes. I'll explain later in my next video. Now, here's one of my little wimpy peppers. I'm going to plant it tomorrow. And here are my eggplants. I started them late. Remember, they are very heat tolerant. Over here, I have my sugar baby watermelons. I already told you that. Again, there are going to be some compatible plants in here. But this is what I want to show you. Some people believe that melons and cucumbers and squash, they all can cross-pollinate. It's not true. It's not been scientifically proven. So again, here is the crookneck squash, the sugar baby watermelon, and right next to it, but I gotta tell you why I did that, why I separated them. I want the squash over here next to the watermelon because I know that the squash vine borers and the squash bugs love to prey on the squash. You can smell it, it's pungent. And that's why we're masking the odor with the marigolds, and I'm gonna put some onions in here too. And if I put onions in here, I won't put beans because onions and beans don't go together. Now, they'll stunt the growth. Over here, where I've got the sugar baby watermelons, I'll tell you later in my next video what I'm gonna put in this area here. But I know to put it next to the squash because the insect that will attack the squash will not attack the watermelon. Watermelons are preyed upon by aphids, and I got a trick for that too, and I'm gonna share with you what I'm gonna put up here to catch some of those aphids. Okay, and then next to it, I have my zucchini. Again, it is next to the watermelon. That's why I put the zucchini right there next to the melons because aphids prey upon the melons and squash bugs on the zucchini. Now, at the very end right there, that's my cucumbers. Aphids like cucumbers. That's why I put next to it that rosemary. See it? Right there, rosemary to repel insects and something that would attract squash bugs and not aphids that prey upon cucumber. It's a system to all my madness, guys. I hope I broke it down where you can understand me, but I will go back and review the video, and if I need to clear something up, I'll put some captions in there. And remember, in all 4 of these pots, the cucumbers, the zucchini, the baby watermelon, and the crookneck squash, we're gonna have other crops growing in here. This is a 25-gallon pot. It's huge. People ask me all the time where I get them from. I order them off of merchants on eBay, and they have various sizes. But for my Texas heat, I need something that's going to hold on to that moisture that the roots can draw and suck up when they need it, when it hits 107 down here. I am going to fix my trellises, my little hoops. I'm going to bring some waterproof tape out here and fix them. They are very old, but I'm not worried about that right now. I got plenty of time before those plants grow up and reach it. And remember, they're going to also go over that trellis all the way up here. It's 7 feet tall. Here's the little teaser of my next video. Look real close here, guys. I just planted a sunflower in this bed with my sugar baby watermelons. These melons are very small, super sweet. They have a lot of seeds. That's the only drawback, but it's good when you can save seeds because it's an heirloom plant. So this is what I'm going to share with you in my next video. I was kind of reluctant or hesitant about sharing that because I have people that watch my videos and then duplicate everything that I say I'm going to do. But they're not me. Okay. I can't help it, guys. I have to be myself. Please like, subscribe, and share my video if you know somebody that could use some information about how to garden. I've found ways during my 40 plus years gardening to do stuff easy, guys, so it won't be so taxing on your body. Well, thanks again for watching. You know that I love you, and God loves you too. Bye now.